Gloom Stalker Ranger! This is literally Garrett from the Thief series, and you can really feel it if you take advantage of Umbral Sights. It's the best ranger in the whole game and is the absolute king of first turn Nova. I've probably played this subclass more than anything in the whole game, and I can firmly tell you that this combined with the Ranger's kit makes every Street Fighter build look pathetic. Welcome to Pack Tactics. I love this subclass. It's super powerful. As I progress through the features, you'll start to realize why Street Fighters are not that appealing. Now, don't get me wrong, obviously a Battle Master with Sharpshooter and Crossbow Expert is very effective at killing single targets. But so is this, and it's got more stuff on top of that, like juggling good berries. If you don't understand what I mean by that, link in the description. But Kobold, what if the DM doesn't allow good berry juggling? They're still good. I would still spend first level spell slots on them. Also, by the way, it's really funny when people nerf Ranger because usually the people who nerf them are also of the opinion that Ranger is the weakest class in the game. It's really silly logic. But Kobold, fighters have action surge, and eventually it gets more attacks than Rangers. That's actually not true. At 9th level, Rangers get Conjure Animals, and if you pick the 8 animals, then obviously you have 8 attacks, plus 2 normal attacks, and then a bonus action attack if you have Crossbow Experts. That's 11 attacks in total for like an hour. Now sure, the animals die quickly, but there's still a very effective wall of flesh. Now, technically, Pass Without Trace is even better than that, but for another reason, and we'll get into that eventually. If you want to know how to use Conjure Animals effectively and very quickly, check out this video. It's one of my favorites. As for Tasha's optional features, I actually don't need to talk about them to prove my points. Anyways, we have to start. Gloom Stalker magic. Starting at 3rd level, you learn additional spells when you reach certain levels in this class. As shown in the Gloom Stalker's spell table, the spell counts as a ranger spell for you, but it doesn't count against the number of ranger spells you know. This is a very good spell table, by the way, but the funny thing is, you most likely won't use them very often. Rope Trick is the biggest standout for emergency cover, like if the fight isn't going in your favor, then you cast this. For an advanced guide on the spell, check out this video. Fear is a very good shutdown spell, but it actually sucks for you because Conjure Animals is better in every way because it doesn't rely on having a good wisdom score. Greater invisibility. A lot of guides will tell you this is amazing, but they're flat out wrong because you get more out of Umbral Sight and Pass Without Trace. Here's why, and this is exclusively Pass Without Trace. When used optimally, this nearly doubles the power of your entire party. The mechanical strength of Surprise is utterly insane because early damage in a fight denies more actions than damage later in a fight. The early damage is more valuable. Monsters will have to save twice against spells like Web because Surprise still grants them their turn. Your party gets to set up positioning and difficult terrain to halt enemies. And you can usually kill the most threatening monster in the encounter outright without letting them take an action. This will allow your party to take on far more challenging encounters than would be possible without this spell. Also, this is cheaper than Greater Invisibility. Let's not forget that. I made a video about Surprise, but I prefer you read the Tabletop Builds article on Surprise instead, because it's way better. It also goes over how strong Pass Without Trace really is. If you want to truly know how to optimize a ranger, then you have to know how Surprise works, and it is crucial to get your party to buy into this playstyle. You should communicate with your party to take proficiency in stealth at character creation, so that your minimum possible rolls are extremely likely to beat most monsters' passive perception, aka PP. Yes, passive perception is called PP. Anyways, this is basic team optimization. Now, to clarify, you can play however you want, and if the party doesn't buy into stealth, you'll still be effective and make it towards the end of the campaign. Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is a very easy game, but this is an optimization channel and I have to talk about the best stuff in your kits. Anyways, the point is Greater Invisibility can't do any of that. You also get more value out of upcasting Conjure Animals or Conjure Woodland Beasts beings. Seeming is very fun, but it's very late. It's a good spell. You know what's also good? This video is sponsored by 3Diegos, where you can get high quality and affordable selection of dice, terrain, and other accessories for tabletop gaming. What makes them really stand out is their massive collection of miniatures and terrain. They sent me the tavern bar props for my cave. Yes, I own a tavern now. It came in 2 sets. I actually got more than that, but anyways. Some of these minis come already painted. I didn't get these painted, so I got a friend over to paint them for me, and he said it was extremely easy to base coat. You can also get stunning dice at all price points, and all sharp dice come with a leather dice box for free. I got those too, by the way. When you buy a set of dice, they will be shipped out on the same day. The guys over at 3Diegos are super friendly and give out fast support. Fantastic service. Also, by the way, look at their massive selection of things. To help you optimize, all orders over $35 will get free shipping in the US. And orders over $150 will get you 25% off the entire order. Check them out, link in the description. They pimped out my cave. Thank you very much, 3Diegos, for this kind gift. We love it.
Kobold, let's get drunk.
Later, alligator. Back to the video. Dread Ambusher. At 3rd level, you master the art of the ambush. You can give yourself a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your wisdom modifier. At the start of your turn of each combat, your walking speed increases by 10 feet, which lasts until the end of your turn. If you take the attack action on that turn, you can make 1 additional weapon attack as part of that action. If that attack hits, the target takes an extra 1d8 damage of the weapon's damage type. This is a loaded feature. You get 3 features in 1 feature. Better initiative is always good. I shouldn't need to explain that. The 10-foot speed increase that only lasts on the first turn is nice. It's pretty useful to get into a better position or behind cover. And last but not least, the additional weapon attack, and if the attack hits, you do an extra 1d8 damage. At level 3, when you first get this, it already more than doubles your DPR. Technically, it's even more than that, because you also get Umbral Sight on top of this. Here's Umbral Sight. You gain Dark Vision out to a range of 60 feet. If you already have Dark Vision from your race, its range increases by 30 feet. You are also adept at evading creatures that rely on Dark Vision. While in darkness, you are invisible to any creature that relies on Dark Vision to see you in that darkness. Absolutely wild! This is the Garrett feature, and I love it! You are literally invisible for free against creatures who have dark vision. That means you get advantage on your attacks easily in dungeons and at nights. And of course, the enemies have disadvantage on their attacks against you. My old Xanathar notes say you are invisible to about 1,656 out of 2,073 creatures in all of the books combined. It's actually more than that, but I still think this is a value to know. This is outdated information. By the way, your invisibility can't trigger the enemy's opportunity attack when you move away from their reach. Also, when you make a ranged attack in melee while being invisible, you still have advantage on your attacks. Now, to optimize these 2 crazy features, it's obviously use Pass Without Trace when you get it. And also look for dark spots in dungeons so you have advantage on your attacks. This is what I call a Garrett playstyle. You can also try to convince your party to travel at nights to always be invisible at all times.
But Kobold, how will that benefit them?
Not only does the Gloom Stalker do more damage because of always having advantage, but the rest of the party are also just overall stronger because it's easier to surprise encounters or straight up avoid them.
But Steve doesn't have dark vision.
That's why I recommend the Gloom Stalker to buy everyone in the party a bullseye lantern. It functions like a flashlight. If the Gloom Stalker is in the back, they won't be affected by the light, and even if they were, it's really easy to get out of it. I'm the only content creator on YouTube who's made a full video on bullseye lanterns. It's really important for Gloom Stalkers. To add to it, because I have more experience now, if you have a cart or whatever, you can surround it with bullseye lanterns and have the Gloom Stalker just sit in the cart. That way the Gloom Stalker has advantage because he's invisible and all the people who don't have dark vision can see everything. It works in everyone's favor. Also, look how much light it gives off. It's massive with a full surround. Optimization doesn't just end with builds. It also involves items, and this is a very good example. Next, Iron Mind. By 7th level, you gain proficiency in wisdom saving throws. If you already have this proficiency, you instead gain proficiency in intelligence or charisma saving throws, your choice. Great feature. Wisdom saves can shut you down easily, so having this is very helpful. If you already had this proficiency for some reason and have to pick, I recommend charisma because that comes up more often than intelligence. However, intelligence saves are usually the thing that gets you killed fast. If you know you're fighting mind flayers, for example, then pick intelligence. Next, Stalker's Flurry. At 11th level, once on each of your turns when you miss with a weapon attack, you can make another weapon attack as part of the same action. This is actually a significant DPR increase when you think about it, especially with Pass Without Trace. The math for it is kind of annoying to find, but just know that it's very good.
But Kobold, you said it wasn't worth it in your build video.
I've changed my mind, and also back then I didn't know about the full power of Pass Without Trace, even though even back then I had tons of Ranger experience. There's always something to learn about Dungeons and Dragons, Gator. That's part of the fun. Capstone time, Shadowy Dodge. Whenever a creature makes an attack roll against you and doesn't have advantage on the roll, you can use your reaction to impose disadvantage on it. You must use this feature before you know the outcome of the attack roll. This is a bad feature for its level. If you got it at lower levels, then it would be okay. If I got this, well, I would still use it. That's everything. You can probably tell at this point that this is my favorite subclass of all time. There's so much team optimization here, and I love it. End of video. Remember to check out 3D Egos, and if you like what you see, they hope to earn your purchase. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye.